Good afternoon. I'm Tom Rivera, and with me this afternoon at our Mejia Family Reunion, I have two of my cousins. To my immediate left is Manuel Gonzalez, and then next to Manuel is David Gonzalez. Guys, thank you very much for helping me with this interview. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
And the other thing that I enjoy is that you guys are here.
Thank you for
I
having
haven't
us
seen
here,
you
Tom.
for such a long time
It's our
that
pleasure.
it's wonderful to see you here.
Thank you.
And tell me, how are you related to the Mejia family? I know that they had 12 brothers and sisters, but how are you two related to the Mejia family?
Through our mother,
What was your
Lucia Mejia
Uh-huh.
Gonzalez.
Was she the oldest or the youngest in the Mejia family?
She was second to the youngest.
Oh, so she's one of the babies then?
Yes, yes.
She was one of the babies of the Mejia family. Now, when you were growing up, well, before I get to that, your mom built a new house where the old grandfather had his house.
Yes.
Tell us about that. Tell us about building that new house.
It was, I believe, wasn't it 1965?
Yes, 1965, man.
Summer of 1965. Our parents knocked down the old house, which was our grandparents' house,
Uh-huh.
and they started, they built a new house.
And the house was located where, David?
On Pine Street, in the middle of the barrio, across from Veterans Park.
And what was the name of the barrio?
La Paloma.
Las
Palomas.
Palomas. La Paloma.
So we're Palomeros.
Yes, we are. We are Palomeros.
That's right.
Yeah. And then your mom and dad just decided to build a new house, so they knocked down the old grandpa house.
They were very excited.
Uh-huh. And they built a new house there.
Yes.
And you guys were raised in that area.
That is
Yes.
correct. Yes.
Uh-huh. And where did you go to school?
Went to Wilson School.
Woodrow Wilson Elementary.
Uh-huh. And was it Garfield then, or was it Wilson?
It was Wilson then, but it was Garfield before.
Okay.
Which our parents and you attended the
I
Garfield.
went Garfield also.
Yes.
I went to Garfield.
It's a good
And,
school.
it was a great school. It
Yes,
was
it
right
was.
right close by. We could
Yes.
walk to
That's
school.
right. Walking
We can
distance.
come back for lunch and just have our lunch and go back to school.
That's
It
right.
worked out very, very well. Let me ask you another question. Any other sisters or brothers that you have?
We have two sisters, two younger sisters.
And their names are?
Eleanor and Linda.
Uh-huh. And what about children? Do you have any children?
Yes, I do. I have three daughters, Nicole and Krista and Rochelle. I have three daughters.
And is that your daughter there?
Yes, that is my youngest daughter there.
What's her name?
Rochelle.
Rochelle? And I understand she's a nurse.
That is correct, and she's going for her master's and studies to be an anesthesiologist.
Oh, and if she doesn't finish, we'll spank her.
I'm sorry?
If she doesn't finish, we'll spank her.
Yeah, and then Krista's a doctor, and she's doing,
A medical doctor?
that is correct, internal medicine, that's what she's studying, and she's working out of a hospital out of Savannah, Georgia.
Uh-huh.
And then Nicole's going back to school, studying to be a nurse.
Well, Nicole is the oldest, isn't she?
That is correct. She
That is the
has,
oldest.
I have two
What about,
granddaughters.
how about grandkids?
Two granddaughters, they're Cuatas, they're two twins,
Uh-huh.
Sadie and Lena.
Uh-huh. How old are they?
They're 20 and then they're going to school also,
Uh-huh.
college.
Yeah. And David, any kids?
I have one son, Jason.
Jason? And how old is Jason now?
He's 36.
Wow, it's gone by quickly.
Yes.
I remember when I was a little kid.
Yes.
Yeah. And you reproduced yourself. When I remember little Jason, I mean, he looked exactly like you. Nice little kid, good little kid.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I want to ask you, David, after getting back from the service, did you go back to school or did you start working?
Actually, at the time, because of my padrino's wisdom, my cousin's wisdom, who was you, he enrolled me in Cal State San Bernardino when it was still a 2-year college.
I'll be there.
And I tried college for about a year and a half, and I didn't graduate. In my stubbornness, I thought I could do better by going to work.
Uh-huh.
So I went to work, and I worked various jobs.
Okay. And what are you doing now?
Now I'm retired. Well,
You're kidding.
semi-retired. I worked for the city of Redlands for 27 years in the
Okay.
disposal division.
Okay.
And Now I have a part-time job delivering parts for a company called Star Auto.
I've seen the little pickup truck on the road.
That's what we do.
When did you start working with them?
In April, I retired in February when I turned 62. And after a while, my wife was asking me, well, honey, have you thought about getting a part-time job?
Yeah, so you decided to get a part-time
I
job to
did.
make her happy. Yeah?
And it all works out.
Uh-huh.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's good.
Part-time, 20 hours a week, or?
No, it's actually less than that, Tom, because I'm collecting my Social Security and my retirement. So if I
Okay.
work more than 29 hours a week, it'll affect my Social Security.
Oh, so you're wise not to work on that then.
Yeah.
And Manny, you just retired,
Almost 2 years ago from Union Pacific Railroad.
and how long did you work for?
39 years.
That's a long
Yeah.
time.
And most of my time was with Southern Pacific Railroad.
Okay.
Then they merged and stuff.
Yeah.
And I liked it. It was good. And I enjoyed being retired now.
And then the other thing is you got injured on the job?
Yes, I did.
Uh-huh.
I did get injured.
What
Back
was
in
the injury? Tell us about your injury.
Well, it was mainly my right foot, and it happened back in March 10, in 1975. That's when it happened. 10:30 in the morning. The slab of steel fell on my foot, and I got injured and everything. I was pinned and got injured pretty bad.
And how long were you off the job?
I was off the job about 2 years. 2 years, and I went back and fully recovered and everything. And I went back.
Great, great. Then you said that you have a hearing loss.
That is correct.
What happened there?
Well, it was due to work with the railroad and being around the engines, so to speak, and being around there. And I think it had partially to my accident that I had also.
And you're retired now for a couple of years now?
Yes,
and
almost
what do
2 years.
What do you do? Do you have a hobby that you...
Yes, I do have a hobby. I like to go hiking outdoors, fishing, and hunting, and keeping busy and stuff, and trying to work my own car.
And where do you go fishing?
Just in the area, actually, the 70 Mountains and Ucaipa Park and Corn Lakes.
So you're pretty busy then. You're
I try
active.
to keep active. Yes, I go to the gyms.
Yeah. David, do you have a hobby that you get involved with, or just work?
No, I've always enjoyed working on my yard. I have a half-acre property.
Oh, it's a good-sized property.
Yes. So some of my time is used in that. Others,
Like, what do you do on your half-acre property?
I landscape. I maintain it. Shrubbery, trees, sprinkler lines. Always something to do.
Any fruit trees?
No, unfortunately, we did try some apple and avocado trees, but the gophers were winning, so we put that on hold.
We have the same problem here in Grand Terrace.
Yes.
It's a never-ending battle. You're gonna win. So I just leave them alone.
I do. I even tried poison and various traps. It's just
Didn't work, huh?
It didn't. They would move from one location to another. But when I'm not doing my yard work, I like to sit and read. I developed a joy and love of reading from you.
Well, you know, David, there was one time that you were very active in the sciences, and you were thinking of going to dental school, and you were also played football.
Yes.
I remember you played football for Fulton High School. And what position did you play? Do you remember?
I used to play left tackle, and then I became center and nose guard.
You were a tough hombre then.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And the other thing that you brought back to my memory is that I used to cut your hair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I used to cut your hair.
And more than that, Tom,
Did I give you a flat top?
you used to give me the flat top. One time
I didn't want a flat top.
One time I asked you for a different style cut. I went home and mother sent me back.
Yeah.
But the fondest memory I have of when we used to go get our haircut was, you knew that we both had paper routes. And my bike had broken, so you told me, well, I have something for you, but you have to earn it. You gave me your old Schwinn that was all chromed out with a Springer front end. And
nice.
he told me all I had to do was buy the goosenecks, buy the tires and rims, put on a new chain, and put a rack on the back, and I could run my paper up. That bike was my pride and joy.
I'll be darned.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Yes, and I also remember, Tom, when you took us to our first college football game, UCLA. And that was really, really nice. That was, we went to go see the Bruins. I forgot the opposing team, but they won.
I'll be darned.
I'll never forget that.
I'll be darned.
Thank you.
Well, you know, when you get older, they say la bola de años, you forget things.
La bola de años,
Or what's the
se te
first thing
olvida.
that goes? Shoot. It's true.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Nice. UCLA.
What are some of the fondest memories that you have of growing up in La Paloma?
Learning to ride a bike.
Uh-huh.
Me going to the park playing handball and going to the Rio, to the Sequia.
Oh, the second,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
La Coninos.
Yeah,
Los
Coninos, the
Coninos
Sequia.
also to swim.
Right, yeah. And just playing baseball right in the park and everything, just hanging out with the kids and stuff, and riding bikes like you were saying.
Yeah.
And,
You know, we were looking.
and then going to the OPFE, you know, going
Where?
to the OPFE, the ice
Oh,
house.
yes.
The old fruit express.
Yeah,
Yes,
OPFE,
yeah.
Pacific Food
Pacific
Express.
Food Express.
Right. Going out there with, BB guns and shooting the pigeons, the palomas. You know, just
Just
Growing
having
up.
fun.
just having fun, doing what. There was no computers, no nothing. There was no games, everything. Go outside, hit the pavera.
Well, you know, the nice thing about it was that we had the river,
Yeah.
and then we had the BB guns,
Oh yeah.
and pobrecito lizards, right?
Yeah, we had the lizards, took them out.
My brother was quite a
And then we had
monster.
the resorteros, the slingshots.
The
We make
slingshots,
Homemade
yeah.
slingshots,
Yeah.
That's
With la bolita son de lila.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's right. The tree
Had
that leaves.
unlimited ammo until the season changed.
That's it.
Now, do you remember your pals when you were growing up in Las Palomas? Who were some of your pals?
But to me, my hero, someone that I looked up to besides you, was Esteban, my primo. He would let me hang around with him. He was a teenager, and he was in this so-called social clubs. That was like their mascot. He would take me to the park, and I'd watch him play rebote. And every once in a while, he'd give me a nickel. I'd go to Charlie Avoites and get a sheet of penny candy or an ice cream with Charlie would be working on a car. His hands would be all greasy. He'd give you the cone and be full of grease.
But they were good.
But they were good. I mean, a nickel bought a lot in those days.
Oh, it did. What do you remember, Manny?
Well, I remember playing baseball and then hanging out with Esteban too, and then playing baseball with the park and hanging out with the guys from the projects and
The Chavez brothers.
Chavez brothers doing this and that.
Oh, almost next door neighbors.
Yeah, next door neighbors, then Primo David Gonzalez and Ruben and some other guys from the barrio, from the Paloma. Just hanging out, having fun.
And you know, it was one of those places where you knew everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, everybody knew everybody, the familias and everything, the projects, everything, familias. Everybody knew
And
everybody.
tell me, the Mejia connection. You know, the sisters have always been very, very tight.
Yes.
They visited each other.
Oh, yes.
They support each other. And I was looking at a picture of, the pictures that we have out there today in the exhibit.
Yes.
And I said, I'll be darned. The year sure went by quickly. The year sure went by quickly.
Sure did.
Yeah. So we were very fortunate that, our grandfather, Gonzalo,
See,
was able to provide that location for us where he had the little pila.
yeah,
Yes.
the pila.
The pila, remember the pila?
Yeah, pila.
I thought it was a big thing, and I saw it later on.
It's
Tan
small.
chiquita es.
But we used to have fish in there,
Yeah. Tell me about la pila, yeah.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, we did have fish in there, but the ratos, the cats would eat him and stuff like that. But they would buy more fish, and then when it was on one side of the lawn, and then when we knocked down the old house, we got moved. My mom wanted to move,
Uh-huh.
To the center of the lawn, and then that's where it stayed. And my dad reinforced it with cement and stuff like that. But the other was something cracked. And we had more, and then we put more fish in there. Same thing, and lilies and stuff, water lilies.
Yeah.
So it stayed there for a long, long time. Very nice.
So it was a memory of grandpa.
Oh yes,
Yes.
it was a very grandpa.
Yeah. And your mom was very sick.
She was.
Yeah. What was her illness?
She had aneurysms. She had him even as a child, but she never knew it until very later in life. And that's ultimately what caused her demise.
Yes.
Do you know how old she was when she passed away?
51.
She was 51.
Yeah, she was young. Yes,
She was very young.
Manuel and I are both older than she was now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, how old are you, man?
I'm 60.
I'm 62.
And she passed away the day after Mother's Day.
You know, we have a reunion today, and I'm delighted because we have a lot of people here.
We
Yes.
sure do.
Right? And you know, it's a lot of reunion, a lot of getting reacquainted again.
Yes.
So it's been nice.
Yes.
Been very nice.
What memory are you taking away from today?
Seeing all of you, your family, all our family, the cousins, and everybody just to get together and having a good time, meeting new faces, the other generations and stuff.
The younger generation?
Yeah, the younger generations.
Recalling my brother and I growing up with you.
Yeah.
Growing up with the older cousins, the ones that we looked to as brothers and sisters. That would, Irene taught me how to dance.
Ah,
You know, Stella also helped me with reading. You know, Esteban taught me how to do things and get away with them. You know, just I mean, my brother and I jumping off the old garage from the old homestead.
oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Remember that, man?
Yeah,
sure do.
Uncle Gabby's garage.
Yeah.
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 I mean, just the simplicity of life itself, Tom. I mean, growing up in those times.
Because everything, you know, is never dull moment.
No,
You know, it's fun. Everything was good.
hiking the Blue Mountain.
Blue Mountain, hiking up to Blue Mountain, you know.
Yeah, with the neighbors, the Chavez brothers.
That's right.
Having a backpack with deviled ham and just, you know, snacks before Stand By Me even came out.
And going fishing in Cooley's Pond.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Uh-huh.
I sure do.
Uh-huh.
That's fun.
So this is one of the memories that you're taking back with you.
This is it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, David, is there anything that I missed? You know, anything that I missed about, in the past or even that we should talk about today?
No, you know, Tom, pretty much you've covered it all. You've opened doors to our memory, to mine especially. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the impact you've made in my life, the pillar that you've been in my life when I was growing up. And for always being there for me, even when I was stubborn and wanted to do it my way and the wrong way.
No, but that was, well, the stubbornness proved that you were nobody's person. You were your own person. That you were going to do what you were going to do, come hell or high water, but you were going to do it. And you did it.
Yes.
And you did it. Yeah. How about you, man?
Same thing, Tom. I want to thank you for being there when I was young and being, giving me advice as I was growing up and just being there when I needed help to talk to you and everything. And, it's just somebody to look up to. And you going to college and people that, it's not like where you come from is where you go. You know, what you do with your life and how you proceed in life, your obstacles and you know, you have to overcome, you know. But thank you very much for inviting us, and this means a lot to me here, this reunion.
Well, you know, the other person I really liked both of you was Lita's second husband, Rudy.
Theo Rudy.
Rudy. He would come down and hug both of you.
Yeah.
He gave you big beer hugs, yeah?
Yeah, he was a real nice guy, real nice dude, you know. Real nice man.
One of my treasures from Theo Rudy was a high school class ring, because he used to drive bus from the school district up where they lived. And he found a ring one day in one of his buses and he gave it to me. He goes, here, now you can tell everybody you graduated from high school. And I was only 8 years old.
Well, listen, guys, thank you for giving me some time to interview you and talk about the family and talk about you and what do you call it? Reuniting acquaintances.
Yes,
Thank you
Tom.
so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Okay.